pin trading and see what we can come up with. It is a run weekend, so there's a lot of runners here, and I'm gonna flip the camera around and let's see what we can find. Put you guys on my stand, and let's go walk around and see if we can find any great pins. We did find our first castle. If you guys haven't seen that video, it is over on our Instagram. Let's have a look at their pin board. Hi. Hi. Can I see your pin board? Okay, guys, let's have a look. This is our first board. Do we see anything that we need to trade for? The Chip and Dale, that Chip one's cute. One of the gold castles. But we are looking for the new castles, the new Hidden Disney. So we are going to pass on that board. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Okay, so that was our first board. I did check the boards as soon as I came in this morning too, under Spaceship Earth. Didn't see anything there either. It's kind of, you know, sometimes people say it's best to trade first thing in the morning, during shift change, all these different times. But I think it's just, you know, you have a good day, you have a bad day. But even if we can find one pin to trade, we'll be doing good. So I think the next pin board that we'll come across will be over here in where Mary Poppins is. If you guys know of any boards that I miss, let me know, because sometimes I don't realize that there's some back in the kid cots and stuff like that. And I know I can't read your comments right now and comment, but I will definitely review this video. So if you have any comments or any questions, please let me know, and I will definitely review this video and answer all your questions and comment back to you guys. It is a beautiful Saturday morning. It is so, so nice, but I did hear that it's supposed to get up to like up to 90 degrees today. So our spring weather is leaving, although next week it's supposed to cool off again. We're supposed to get like a little cool off cold front coming through, and we shall see. But this week we're getting a strong taste of summer. Have you guys seen, I got to show you some of these. These are adorable. If you have never made it to the Epcot Flower and Garden, let's look at some of these topiaries. They are adorable. We've got flower here. How fun is that? And we have got Thumper. You can't say nothing nice. Don't say nothing at all. And we have got Bambi. Look at how pretty Bambi is. Isn't that fun? I love, actually the Flower and Garden is one of my favorite festivals. I love the festival. You know what? I love them all. I absolutely love them all. All right, what other topiaries can we show you guys? And again, I'm walking without the gimbal, so it does seem a little bit wiggly, and I apologize for that. I wonder if let's go look at her pin board over here, guys. So at this DVC, she's got a pin board up here. Let's check it out. Okay, do we see anything up here that we need to trade for? Hi. How long have you been working with DVC?
Probably a little over 3 years.
Really? Nice. My mom retired from DVC. She was one of the opening team members. She did it for 22 years. So I love the DVC people. You guys are incredible. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Thank you. So guys, we have a lot of fun with this, just walking around pin trading. And like I've told you before, it's always nice to just hang out at the parks and get your steps in. You know, what a great way to get your steps in. It's always a good way. Because I'm telling you, even when I do my exercising days and things like that, it's usually, we want this little lake that's by our house, Lake Hollingsworth. Every morning we go and walk it, or if I'm feeling really adventurous, I do the strength training. I run for a minute and then walk for a little bit. Exhausting to get out there and do that. And with that, we get about 1,600 steps. But when I walk around Disney, we get 25,000, way, way up there. 16, yeah, lots of steps. So we're going to go in here because I think they have a pin trading board in here. Let's see. Hi. me have a look at your pin trading board. Oh, you guys, this is so neat. Look at that. Very fun. Got one of the queen ones, but we have that one. We are looking for the new castles.
I don't think I have any this morning.
Oh, darn it.
No.
Those ones are hard to find.
Yeah, you'll be right place, right time.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
You too. So we found there was one of the previous Hidden Disney series that was on the board with the Evil Queen, but nothing that we're in search of. So we're not going to just take them to take or to load up on them. We just are going to take what we're looking to collect. We don't want to, leave it on to the next person. Somebody who doesn't have that Evil Queen will be very excited to see it and trade for it. Okay. All right, so we've looked at 3 trade boards, saw a couple good pins, but nothing that we're looking for. And then this is what I have for my trades today, guys. See, I already do have the Evil Queen, so we don't need to trade for that. But there's my first castle. Can you believe it? We're going to trade out all of these guys because I am not a Marvels fan or a T-shirt fan. I mean, a Marvels fan or a Star Wars fan. So we'll trade out all these guys if we find anything. But yes, very exciting that I got my first castle. Woohoo! All right, so we're just walking around the country here. I think there's also a board inside of the UK over here across from the fish and chips. Get my countries messed up. But yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful day. But I think probably around noon it's going to be so stifling you won't be able to breathe here. The Disney music always gets you in the mood. Okay, let me show you over here. We have got Peter Pan and Captain Hook. I'll give you a good view of these once I can get it settled. My ring, this thing is just not working out very well today. I don't know. So there's Peter Pan, or there's Hook. And then let's have a look at Peter Pan. Look at how fun he is. And then over here, we have the TikTok Croc. Look at how fun. Put this down just a little bit. There we go. The TikTok Croc. We're getting so wiggly here. And the topiaries, I love them. I do. I always enjoy coming through to look at all this stuff. If you guys love the Garden Festival, let me know which one in the comments. Which of the topiaries is your favorite? Have you guys seen the teeny little Tinkerbell one that they have? Let me show you that one too. Let's go over here. We're kind of doing a little crisscross all across the world today. But I don't mind doing that when it's cool. It's when it gets so hot. It was funny because I saw a post the other day about somebody saying, you guys know, like the typical white van, like don't ever get into a white van. And somebody posted that, free pins on the side of the van, would you get in? It was funny to hear everybody's comments, but man, I had a similar kind of like scary story that I'm going to share with you guys. All right, so here we have, I'll share this story with you guys. Look at who we have. It is Eeyore. How fun is Eeyore? And Piglet. I know that these things are like wire meshes, and then they poke all the plants in there and kind of put all the greenery in it. But isn't that fun? And then we've got Tigger here. And we've got Rabbit, which is perfect for Easter that's coming up. I mean, look at how cute he is. There's Rabbit. And Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh. All right, I think there's a board in here. Let's go in here and look and see if we can find a pin board. But yeah, so guys, I went, we purchase collections from all over the place and go, to different areas to pick up collections. And I think there's a pin board back here. Let's see. Ah, is this a new one? And I had connected with this person on Instagram, and he was like, yeah, and he sent me some pictures. He said, yeah, I've got these pins if you want to come by and have a look at them. And I said, yeah, definitely. I definitely am interested in seeing them. And we talked back and forth for a little bit. And Mr. Pintopia happened to be working that day. So I drove over by myself, to look at this collection. And we're going to look at this pin board. Hold on. So I drove over by myself to have a look at this collection. And I pull up to the yard, to the house, in front of the house. Hold on. Can I have a look at your board too? Thank you. I'm good. How are you doing? Got another queen there, but we do have that one. And so we will pass on this board. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So I went to go pick up this pin collection, and the house that I pulled up in front of was like this little cul-de-sac type thing, and it's like a dead end, and the house looked like it had been abandoned, for a little bit. Like the grass was really overgrown, and like there was like wood on the windows, like covering them up. But it was in a really, really nice neighborhood, and so people pass away, people move. So, sometimes homes get kind of like that. So I pulled up and it was in a cul-de-sac, and I didn't want to, here's one of the things I don't do. I don't ever pull in the driveways because I want to be able to, again, this is a little bit, but you got to protect yourself. I want to make sure that I can leave. I don't want to get trapped in a driveway. And then again, too, I don't want to park in somebody's spot in their driveways. So I usually just park, outside on the road. Look at this ring. And this is amazing. So fun. So I usually just park outside on the road. And so I parked on the road, and I messaged the person through Instagram. I said, hey, I think I'm here. And the person was like, okay, I'll be right out. So this guy came out, and I can only say he looked like Jesus in a wife beater. It was Jesus in a wife beater. But he caught back here. Came, bounding down to the car and was like, hey. I said, hey, I'm here to see the pins. He's like, oh, okay. He said, they're in my shed in my backyard. And so when I pulled up to the house, I noticed too that there was like a one of those wooden fences all the way around with a chain on the gate section, kind of chain it down. And I was like, oh, okay. He said, so come on back. And I said, can't you just bring him out here? And he's like, no, there's a lot of them. And so I started to take 3 kind of follow him behind, to the backyard. And then I was like, wait. What? Whoa. I am not walking in this guy's backyard, yeah. And I was like, you know what? I said, why don't I just come back, I said, you can't bring him out? And he said, no. He said, there's a lot. And I said, okay. I said, why don't I just come back when my husband's with me? Because he's like, why? And I said, because I'm a woman and I'm alone. I mean, granted, I'm an older woman, not everybody's dream, but, I'm myself. And so, hold on a second. Let's get up here for 1 second. It was just like such a weird interaction, And he's like, but there's a lot of them and I can't bring them out. And I said, yeah. I said, I probably need to come back another time. I kind of make it a policy not to go in people's homes, backyards and stuff like that, just for my own safety and for yours. You don't know. I could be a wackadoo, right? I could be a weirdo. And he was like, okay, wait, let me go get him and I'll bring him out. So that was kind of a weird thing. So then he comes back and he's got a cigar box full of pins, and he's got a shoebox full of pins. Both of them, he's carrying quite easily under his arms. So that was a weird kind of thing. And so I looked at the pins and I wound up buying them, and said, thank you very much, and went on my way. And then a couple days later, he messaged me and said, I've got more pins I didn't show you, and stuff like that. It's just such a weird interaction that, I didn't really respond to him because I don't know. But you guys let me know in the comments what you guys would have done. Would you have gone in his backyard? Would you get in the white van if it said free pins? Yeah. But yeah, so it was just really, really, really sketchy situation. So yeah, when they posted that picture of the white van, would you get in? I was like, I got to share my story. All right, so I think that there is a pin board over here at Pin Traders. So let's check this out. Oh, I don't know. Let's see if they have any of the new mystery box ones, the Skyliner ones. If you guys haven't seen those, I just saw them posted on somebody's Instagram. There's a mystery box Skyliners. I don't see anything that's new here. They do have some of the Stitch Snacks ones. Stitch Snacks. What else? Let's go around here and see if we can find anything else. some booster packs, the Marvel, the Star Wars. But you know, like I said, I'm not a big Star Wars or Marvel fan. Okay, so I don't see anything in here. All right, let's go. Continue on. We'll continue on. Let me take my phone off here, guys. Okay, so this is the gooseneck thing that we use when we're because I need to have both my hands available when I'm pin trading. It makes it a little bit hard sometimes, you know, to not have both hands. So I put it on this gooseneck, and I do know that it's a little bit wiggly, and I apologize for that. So let me just hold it until we kind of get to a pin area where it's not so, a board that we're looking at where it's not so wiggly, and we'll see what we can find. And again, we are looking for the castles. Got my pin traders. Hey, hello, Brad, how are you? It doesn't look too crowded at all. Yeah, now I'm responding to some of your guys' comments. Yeah, we're at Epcot. Doesn't look too crowded at all, right? But it is Saturday. It's a little bit early. And I think like the spring break people from up north won't be coming till next week with Easter. So, but it is a beautiful, beautiful day. Beautiful. I'm here by myself without Mr. Pintopia. Mr. Pintopia had other stuff to do. Okay, so let me turn around here and show you guys what we're looking at. So I think that there's a pin board in the pin area over here. So we'll go over here and look. And after I do the loop here, guys, I'm probably gonna hop the Skyliner and head over to Hollywood Studios and check out a few of the resorts. It's so nice, so nice. The park hasn't been this not crowded in quite a while. I think with Christmas and then with spring break and the holiday giving, it has been crazy busy. But let's walk back by Remy's. I don't know if they have, I don't think they have a pin board back there. So we're gonna go in here and see what they have. As far, oh, let's look at this one. We got a cast member over here. They usually, and the guest experience teams, they usually do have a good pin board out. So let's check theirs out. And then I'm going to show you the Beauty and the Beast Belle topiary. It's very fun. Hi. I just want to look at your pin board. So guys, do we see anything that we need to trade for? Again, none of the castles. The Aurora one's fun. Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
All right, so let's go over here and see what we can find over here. Okay, let me show you Lumiere's Turk. Let's show you Lumiere's topiary here, and then we'll go into the pins over here. I think that there's a board in there. We've got Lumiere and Cogsworth, and what I think is really neat about this one is the fact that Cogsworth's little clock thing actually moves. I mean, Disney, you guys are just killing it. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? And his little clock thing moves. I absolutely love these. I'm always sad when they bring them down too after the end of the festival. Lumiere and Cogsworth. And let's go over here and show you Belle. I'm hungry, guys. I didn't eat breakfast this morning, and the food smells so good. I might just monorail hop over to the Polynesian, to the Kona's Cafe, and have their, oh, that looks good, and have their amazing pot stickers. They're kind of pan fried. There is Belle and Beauty. I'm sorry, Belle and Beauty. Same person, Beast and Beauty. All right, let's go over here and see if we can find any pins. Les Vins pins. Vin pins and more. Let's go see what we can find. So hopefully, like I said, hopefully we can find another castle. You know what would make my day is if we could find the Haunted Mansion castle. That would make my day. I think the only way we're going to do that is if we get over to Magic Kingdom, though. So let's go in here and see if they have a pin trading board. Are you guys collecting the new pins? They usually have their pin trading board back here, but there's nobody at this register right now. So Look at how cute Remy is. He's adorable. He's adorable. He's one of those shoulder pails. Very fun. Okay, let's see what else we can show you guys. Oh, look at how cute. I love the run outfits. It's always fun when they do the run outfits. I might have to get my gimbal out. See if we can do this a little bit more steady for you guys. All right, so there's no pin board in there. I think Morocco has a kids' cot area, so we'll look in there and see if they have a pin board.
Not immediately, but like,
Look at the back of it. Isn't that fun? So I'm gonna have to tell that story and put it up on our social so that people know. You gotta be safe, be smart. Yeah, like a little kid with, I got puppies in my van, or I got candy in my van. I've got pins in my backyard. Yeah, I was telling my husband about it, and he's like, yeah, that is a little bit weird. Because sometimes I think I'm being oversensitive or I don't know. But you know, personal safety. You gotta be safe. Always be safe, guys. All right, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the gimbal out and get us set up so we're not so bouncy as we walk the rest of this. Hold on, let me get the gimbal out. We'll come over here and sit down. I kind of hate to carry it though because it's a little bit bulky for me, but hold on. Let's flip it around here. Okay, there we go. Flip it around here and we'll get the gimbal out and get you guys a better view. Let me do it this way for a second. Okay. All right, let's get the gimbal out. She gives me fits all the time. Mr. Pintopia is better at this part of it. Okay, let me get this going. Oh, I gotta take my phone case off too, because it won't fit with the phone case. Hold on, guys. Let me get this going here. But it's always nice, you know, I feel very blessed that we live so close to the parks that we can just hop over here and, you know, spend the day hanging out with you guys and looking at new pins. Let me take this off here. Give me a second, 1 second. Little technical difficulties. Okay. Get this on here. Get it pushed all the way back. And let me see if I can get it set up. Yeah, I'm not really good at this kind of part. Mr. Pintopia usually does this. Let me see. Orientation, rotate device back. Okay, hold on. Okay, we gotta do it that way because we are doing a flip, but I've gotta get it to settle. Okay. How does that sound? Do you guys okay? Is that better? Does that sound a little bit better? All right. Yeah, it's a little bit hard for me to maneuver it just because a lot of times, you know, the gimbal wants to record it in the landscape mode and YouTube wants you to do it in the portrait mode. So it gives me fits sometimes, but we'll try. And this way too, I can see some of your guys' questions and not be so bouncy and wiggly. All right. Let me see. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know if you can hear okay. All right. Oh, wait. No green screen. There we go. Okay. Yeah, let me know if you guys can hear okay. All right, let's see what we can find. It is definitely pretty down here today. I think that we'll find a pin board in the kids' cot over here by Morocco. So we'll check that out. Yeah, I think that everybody is off doing their cues for Guardians. There's Belle. So pretty. Love the dress. the next pin. She's so, isn't she? I love their outfits. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Okay. All right. And we have our traders. Our traders, we're ready to go. Yeah, this part I'm not very good at. But anyway. So guys, I'm super excited about all the events that are coming up too for pin trading. We've got the pin trading event that's going to be happening here at Walt Disney World at the Coronado Springs. I'm thinking it's going to be sometime in August. If you guys are going to try and get tickets for it, these tickets sell out fast. But I'm thinking it's going to be sometime in August or September. There's also a really fun pin trading event. I think it's probably going to be their first one at Disneyland that's celebrating Nifty 50s.
Also, I kind of
that
have like, oh my god,
is going to happen at Disneyland, so I'm going to try and get tickets for that. And then Destination D23 at, I think it's going to be at the Coronado Springs, or maybe it's a contemporary resort as well. So all kinds of fun stuff happening. I'm very excited. Lots of stuff, lots of money. You know, all the stuff that will be flying out. Okay, we got a pin board. Can I check out your pin board? Thank you. Okay, let's see. Do we see anything here that we need? Well, there's a castle, but it's not the one that we need. Okay, all right. Let's head back out. Yeah, and this thing, I don't know what I'm doing here, but this thing always wants to rotate and be weird for me. So, I don't know. Mr. Pintopia is much better at this side of it. But I feel like, isn't there a kids' cot area back in Morocco here? Henna tattoo artist. I feel like there's kids' cot back here. Like there should be a pin trader in here somewhere. Do you guys know? You guys know? I feel like there is one. Or maybe it's over there and that's not open yet. Yeah, because a lot of this stuff doesn't open back here until 10. So it should start opening now. All right, we're going to walk over to America. We'll walk over there and see what they have in their little pin trading hut there. But yes, this year I think the pin event theme is the nostalgic Disney and the Nifty 50s, which I think is good. We're going to see some phenomenal pins come out of both of these events. But what's really hard is to get tickets to these events. I'm telling you, it's like a, you know, it's in the old restaurant. Oh, Gavin, thank you. Okay, so back in the back, right? Does it open at 10? Does it open at 10? We'll walk back there and see. Thought so. Although I do think it's a little bit early that I don't think that the leads and stuff have come through and refreshed the boards, but we'll walk back there. Not sure what time it opens. Yeah, I think it opens at 10. We'll walk back there. This is where they had the annual pass holders lounge, right? Is that where you're talking about back there? Back in that area somewhere? If you're a pass holder. Yeah, okay. Well, let's walk back here and see what we can find. Isn't this so pretty? It's so peaceful, guys. When you get back here and there's nobody back here yet, it's just like you can take a minute to kind of marvel at all the stuff, all the details, the attention to details. I mean, look at this light up here. Isn't this amazing? With the chains kind of keeping it in place. So fun stuff. Oh, there it is. I guess it's not open yet. Okay. So usually there's a pin board in here. It looks like it's not open yet. They usually have coloring and just like an area for the kids to kind of like, you know, cool down and settle a little bit because it's a lot, you know, in the heat, being out here, waiting in line. But this is such a pretty area. This is inside Morocco. Walking back here. Because when they had the pass holders lounge, I think it was over here. Let me show you guys. The pass holders lounge, yeah, was here. Oh, we've got a Jasmine meet and greet here. So the pass holder lounge was in here. Look how pretty Jasmine is. Aww. So the pass holder lounge was in here. Yeah, it's a pretty area back in here. All All right, let's continue on. We'll head over to America and to Japan. It's gonna get hot though today, guys. It's definitely gonna get toasty. I can feel it already. I can feel it already. It's gonna be toasty, toasty, toasty. But yeah, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us too. We are really, really trying to grow our socials a lot, especially our YouTube, because okay, there we go. Sorry about that. I had a phone call come through. I forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb. But it's almost like the whole drama with the TikTok. And our TikTok, you know, we have like 240,000 followers. But man, TikTok ticks me off. I've told you guys this story 100 times. It's just, and I'm going to lament about it. But I just saw a post too that says that TikTok going to be it might be up on the chopping block in 75 days. So we're really trying to expand to our Instagram and to our film the behind of these people. We're really trying to expand onto our Instagram and to our YouTube, you know, just because I don't want to, it's the uncertainty of TikTok is a little bit frustrating. And also, like I said, they took away our live status because, you know, we were talking about trading pins. And they said, I was like, nope, we're not bartering or trading. They're called trading pins. And they were just like, nope, we're taking away your live status. So I can't even go live on TikTok anymore. And it's a bit frustrating, but you know, it's okay. We're here, we're hanging out over on YouTube. So we're just gonna bring everything over to YouTube. Look at this view. Let me show you this view. How pretty is that? Let me zoom in a little bit on the ball. Quite the view. Okay. Yeah, I don't think the leads have been around to refresh the boards yet, but we'll take a tour anyway. And like I said, we're probably going to hang around here, do a loop, and then I'm going to take the Skyliner over to Hollywood Studios. I'll come back, and then I may take the monorail over to, maybe I'll go have lunch first over at Kona, because I'm starving, guys. I didn't eat breakfast this morning, although they do have a really good salad here. The General Tso's salad. It's a really, really good. It's got like fried chicken fingers in it. This is one of the leads, guys. This is like one of the people that you want to look out for, but he does not have pins. They walk around with those little pickup. Okay. All right, well, let's see. No luck. We have seen the Evil Queen 3 times on the boards, though. No luck, no luck. It'd be nice if we could find a pin trading train with you guys while we're live, too. The pin trading trains are always fun. It's like 6 or 7 cast members that line up, and they all have like a board or a hip lanyard or something like that, so you can get some really good pin trades. So we could do that. It'd be nice to find one of those for you guys. I'm getting close to America here. I don't know what time does their hut open over here? Yeah, we might be it's usually 10 o'clock, I thought. Or maybe it's 11. Yeah, we might be too early doing this loop. Do you guys like their funnel cakes? I love their funnel cakes. I love them, and I look so forward to them. It's the one treat that I really allow myself to have. But I think everything's closed, guys, through here. We might have to, because there's the pin trading hut too. We might have to come back through here. Maybe we'll head over to Hollywood Studios now and then come back through here later, because I think everything's pretty much closed this way. Yeah, but I love their funnel cakes. Their funnel cakes are delicious, and it's the one treat that I kind of allow myself to have. And the last time I got one, I was burned, and I was so disappointed, because you know what happens to a funnel cake when it gets burned? It kind of loses all of its fluffiness, and it loses its inside density. Yeah, so I wasn't really super excited about that. We could show you the dragon over here. We missed the topiary dragon. And then I think I'm probably just going to pop off, and we'll come back on later on today when we walk back through here. I was just hoping that we could catch some pin trades before it got too hot, because it is freaking hot. It's going to be hot. Definitely be hot. But we found a pin trade train over at Magic Kingdom. If you guys have not seen that video, please go check it out. I think it's on our shorts. It's also on our Instagram. Make sure you check it out, because then you'll know what to look for. They're very, very exciting. They're fun to see. All right, let's go over here. We're gonna check out the dragon. The dragon. The topiary. Oh, we didn't make it all the way to Tiana, but we will. We will when we come back. But look at this dragon. Isn't this phenomenal? Let me go around this way and we'll get a better view. Look at all the succulents that are in it. That just makes it look like scales. That is just so cool. Hi. Let's do it this way. There we go. Isn't that amazing?
You ready?
Okay. Guys, I don't know how people walk around and drink in this heat. I would pass out. My head would explode. I get headaches. All right, guys, so we've seen this area already. I'm going to go ahead and hop off. Watch for me to come back live later on today, and we'll show you some more. But right now, everything looks closed. But we thank you for walking around with us this morning. Again, make sure that you're following us on Instagram and, of course, TikTok. You know, if you do have a TikTok, head over there and click that follow button. Don't know how much longer that's going to be around, but, you know, we appreciate you